decentralized.
Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Bitcoin chart, the altcoin charts, but I want to talk to you guys mostly about the Avalanche token. So if you watch my channel, then you know I am a very big fan of Avalanche. I've been bullish on it since it was around $5 a couple years ago, and I started getting really bullish on this channel on it starting back in June when it was in the $20 to $30 range, and right now it is hitting around $100. I want to talk to you guys about that chart and why I think it still might have room to run because of some interesting things going on with the project. So if you're excited about that, like the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you have never subscribed to the channel, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, because why not? Helps the brother out with the algorithm. And yeah, comment in the comment box, let me know if there's anything I could help you with in this market. Now I will say I haven't been able to get a lot of the comments. More and more I've been clicking on the comments and they've been disappearing. It's really irritating. I've been trying to reach out to YouTube about it and it kind of sucks. So I'm going to be making my Telegram group open for everybody, but I'm going to be screaming at everybody, especially through my website. So go to my website and leave me a your email address and the contact form, and I will personally send you a link, and that will be the only way to get into the Telegram group. So enough of that, let's get into the video. So right now Bitcoin is at $48,600 at around 9 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, and we can see that on the hourly chart is where I wanted to start. We can see that this yellow line right here is the 200 moving average, and we are holding above it. We've been holding above it for about I would say about 8 days or so. We've been testing this 200 moving average. We want to stay above it. We want to stay above the 13 and 34, of course, but it's looking like we're curving down a little bit. Could have a little bit of a cool off, which it's the hourly chart, so it's looking fine there. Once we go to the daily chart, we can see that it's actually support. The 200 daily moving average is support, and we've been holding on it for about the last 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, about the last 10 days or so, and we want to stay above it. It's getting squeezed in between the 13 moving average and the 200 moving average, so we'll see what happens when things squeeze. They usually spring out the other way pretty hard, and right now we can see we have a bullish MACD cross on the MACD indicator that's telling us, hey, the price might want to cross bullish. And the last time that happened, the price was over here on October 1st, and after that cross happened, you know, we went from around, I would say we went from around 42k all the way up to the top. I would say we went all the way up to 61k before it crossed going down, so that was a nice jump. So hopefully we have a cross like that again on the daily. That's looking pretty good, and on the weekly we are trying to get it back above this 34 moving average, which if you watch my channel, you know that's what I want to see us hold for sure. Going into the altcoins, it's looking very similar to Bitcoin, so I'm not going to spend that much time on it. I'll just show you that hourly chart looks very similar to Bitcoin right there, holding that 200 EMA. Going into the daily chart, it's nice and above the 200 EMA, and going to the weekly chart, it's nice and above the 34 moving average. So the total two is looking pretty good. We want to close the week in these levels. We don't want to drop below these 34 moving averages or anything like that, because if we hold these levels, and hey, all of these, you know, bad weeks that we've been having, all of this, you know, dreadful downside we've been seeing in these altcoins will still just be a normal retracement and not a trend change. So that is looking good. So let's talk about Avalanche. So if you don't know, I've been bullish on Avalanche. There's a ton of things going on with this ecosystem. So Avalanche is a layer 1, just like Ethereum is a layer 1. If you don't know what a layer 1 is, that's just the layer that a lot of other applications are built on top of. Right now, the price of Avalanche is $103. We're looking at a $25 billion market cap right now, so that's pretty high already, but there's some interesting things that could help the price out that I'm going to talk about in a second. But Avalanche is just a layer 1 competitor to Ethereum that is just very fast, faster than Ethereum, and very cheaper than Ethereum. So that's pretty much what's pretty cool about Avalanche. Now, a lot of people are talking about, should we go with layer 1s, which is like Avalanche and Rose, things like that, or should we go with a layer 2, which is things like Matic and XDAI, or things like that. So in my opinion, it really doesn't matter which one is going to have the most people building on it and which one is going to have all the users. It's going to be all that matters in the long run, and it has to be practical. Right now, Ethereum is not practical because the fees are so high and it's pretty slow. So it's not really practical to use Ethereum right now. So there has to be a layer 2 or a layer 1 that comes in there and takes Ethereum's place if Ethereum doesn't get the job done faster. So I'm thinking, does it really matter if it's a layer 1, a layer 2, a ZK rollup, a side chain? In my opinion, if people are going to use it and it's decentralized, that's literally all I care about. Some people don't even care if it's decentralized because things like Binance Smart Chain are also taking off, and Solana. So interesting things about Avalanche going on in the news right now. Bank of America says Avalanche scaling capabilities offers a viable alternative to Ethereum. That's pretty interesting. Bank of America is talking about these cryptos like it's been in this game for a long time, when it was like, hey bruh, just 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, you guys was hating on all of these platforms. But different story for a different day. Right now it's actually the 12th highest blockchain, but pretty interesting things. It's just saying that subnets make it faster and easier to settle on blockchains, blah. But interesting things right here. It says Deloitte's decision to use Avalanche platform to for its close as you go disaster relief platform shows how corporations can leverage blockchain technology to increase efficiencies and reduce costs, Bank of America says. So Bank of America is shilling Avalanche pretty hard, if you ask me, with those statements, which is pretty cool. Some other cool things that are going on with Bank of America is they're going to be burning those fees on Avalanche. So so far 500k Avalanche has been burned. So burn mechanisms are always good for the holders of these projects. It makes it so that the coins are more rare. When things get more rare, they get more expensive in theory, just by supply and demand. So that is looking pretty good for Avalanche. And the more people that start using Avalanche, if we see companies like Tops and Deloitte actually getting a lot of transaction throughput, then that will burn a lot of Avalanche, and that will just be good for all of us holders and people who are in it for the long term. A couple other interesting things going on. We got Ribbon Finance. They're getting into the Avalanche Rush. We got Stake DAO. They got $3 million for the Avalanche Rush. So the Avalanche Rush is still going on, and we have DeFi incentives still going on for the Avalanche platform. So if you're in DeFi and you're looking for some more incentives, Stake DAO and Ribbon Finance have some cool things going on in the Avalanche ecosystem. So I'll update you guys on some of the Avalanche projects that I was talking about, like Joe and Cycle and things like that, and I'll let you know what my thoughts are on some of those projects. If you're holding any Avalanche projects that you think I should include in that video, leave those down in the comment box, and I think Avalanche can do pretty well in the upcoming days. So let's look at the Avalanche chart real quick before we get up out of here. This is another reason why I'm bullish on Avalanche right now. This is the hourly chart right here. Now this purple or lavender line right here is the 200 moving average. Avalanche got above it on the hourly and bounced, and now it's hitting this resistance line that I just had in this chart for a very long time, and it still seems to be showing up. Going into the 4-hour chart, we can see that This 200 moving average is also showing confluence with this yellow line as resistance right here, giving me the idea that, hey, this is the resistance that we really need to pass. This is the make or break moment for Avalanche. And when I look at the daily chart, I'm getting some things over here on the MACD that says, hey, I'm going to help this price push through this confluence that you have on this price. So I'm hoping that this big swing down and across right here on Avalanche can lead to a nice break through this resistance and a nice swing up. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. This is not financial advice. What you do with your money is your responsibility always. So make sure you learn what you're doing before you do it and make smart decisions. So like and subscribe, turn on those post notifications. RIP to crypto roots. Think positive, and positive things will happen. Till next time, peace.